allowing us to take that brief intermission. And again, congratulations to all those, Sheriff, in your department that you're recognized this morning. We've dealt with the consent agenda. The next item on the agenda is under old business. It's considered sheriff's request concerning employee classification. Page 3 is the notation, commissioners, of the issue at hand. Sheriff is requesting to reclassify one deputy into an investigator slot. And he, in conversation with the sheriff, he's aware that there is this is an increase. I would call it a temporary increase in investigators' positions that he's requesting. To move into that slot carries approximately a $2 an hour increase in pay because of the classification. And he's proposing to cover that, I think I'm correct, out of discretionary funds, or is it, do you think is out of budget?
Within my budget.
Okay, all right. We do have several new employees, new hires that have been made through the course of the budget year, and he is covering those overruns out of discretionary funds. So if this was within the budget, that makes it a little easier. So it's an increase in investigative staff. It's an increase of one investigative slot temporarily. I know he has some things coming up that will take one officer out of that investigation department for a number of months. So what are your wishes on this? You see the request. Is there a motion to approve, or do you have other questions before we take action on it?
After discussing with him on Friday, I'll make a motion that we approve this change.
Okay.
Second.
Motion and second. Anybody have comments on this or thoughts that you want to register?
Okay, you mentioned temporary. Is it temporary or is it permanent? Is it?
Well, it's not. It's a temporary increase. We're not being asked to increase the number of slots in investigations. Although I know we would like to have that. I don't think we're ready to act to increase permanently the number of slots, but he does have a temporary absence that's coming up, and this will kind of slide in into that slot. And I just think we have to consider an increase or a permanent change in those slots as we get further down the budget year. Unless you have something different than that you want to propose.
The person that's currently filling the position, this person has done a wonderful job and has helped make the criminal investigation division what it is. With our closure rate and our arrest rate, it's important that we stay on top of these crimes that are happening. I understand that making a slot change can cost the department, the county, more money. But when it comes down to it, we're making our community safer, and we're having closure on these cases. You know, I got to tell you guys, it's a wonderful feeling knowing that you've got a team of investigators that are put together and stacked in such a way that when we have a case that gets open, that we got a pretty good chance of closing this. And it's not just because there's an extra slot there, it's because that extra person is in that slot that's actually working and getting it done. This slot is not adding to the actual total manpower of the department. It would just be increasing, it would be changing the SD2, which is a patrol deputy slot, to an SD4, an investigator slot. I highly recommend that we do this. We are going to have an investigator that will be leaving on a tour of duty in the military, and this other investigator would augment that. She's also augmenting right now. She is this slot just helps us to accomplish the mission of keeping this public safe and actually offering the victims a sense of closure. So I highly recommend that y'all consider this position.
So again, if we do it,
I'd like to make my motion that it's a permanent change rather than a
Thank you.
temporary. Because
Just-
that slot has to remain open for that employee when they come back,
Right.
regardless.
Well, that's what
So is it pulling out of the deputy slots, or is it an increase in the total number for the department?
It reduces one deputy, but adds one investigator, but that's his wishes of his department,
So it's not a change in the overall number?
No.
Okay.
Overall number stays
All
the
right.
same.
So you hear the motion, and the second is fine. Any other concerns or questions, anything, points of clarification?
No, sir.
All right, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carried. All right, that change is approved. I think that was the only item that we had under the old business. Under new business, the first item ratifying is off.
They no longer needed that.
Okay.
When we were first, getting the agenda ready, they were afraid they were gonna have to buy some special equipment to repair the plywood mill road, and they did not need to do that.
Okay, so A is no longer on item on the agenda. Let's move to B, under new business. Consider purchase of equipment for the engineer's office. Page 4 provides the details, commissioners. Lynn, tell us what we're looking at here.
This is considered purchase of a new excavator. We have several in our fleet, but two of my main road crews that I have do fairly large projects. And when we start doing those bridge construction, we have to have an excavator at the bridge. And that's what we've done. We've considered making this purchase for this piece of equipment to basically be for the bridge crew as they begin these 5 or 6 bridges we're fixing as we're starting now.
Okay.
So
I think that was a budgeted item.
it was a budgeted item, yes.
All right, so is there is this buying off of state bid or
It's off the county association
statewide
equipment,
bid?
yes.
Okay. So there's a motion, the request is for approval to purchase a new Komatsu excavator. The purchase price,
$195, I think, $192,500.
$192,500. Again, it's a budgeted item planned for the year. Is there a motion to approve?
Motion approved.
Motion is second. Anybody have questions on this?
Motion.
If there are none, all in favor of the motion, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign.
And I
That
would
is-
like to mention that,
Okay.
talking about our bridge crew building, we was talking about this earlier, we're the only county, and how many in the state
There's just two of us in the whole state.
that build their own bridges. And this is a big cost savings that we do this, to have the equipment to do it, and so it's not like we're going out spending extra money to do something. We already have a cost savings of what we're doing now, so this just helps enable us to do a better job of what we do.
All right. Well, that motion was approved, purchase is approved. Page 5, Commissioners, there's a request that we consider acceptance of a vehicle. Sheriff's Department is a 4Runner that was previously declared surplus and sold on Gov Deals. There's a problem with the VIN number, and has been brought back in to correct the VIN number, and I don't know what the process is for that. We just need to approve the purchase of this equipment so that we can go through the process. I assume it'll still be surplus and be sold again, is that right? Okay. Is there a motion to approve?
Make a motion.
Motion to approve the acceptance of this vehicle back into inventory. Is there a second? There is a second. Anybody have a question? Concerns? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. All right. Motion carried. Page 6 in your packet, Commissioners, is a resolution. Let me just read it. Whereas Covington County is a member of the Association of County Commissions of Alabama Liability Self-Insurance Fund for the contract period ending December 31, 2020, and whereas the county's participation in the liability fund has been a significant benefit to the county since becoming a member, and whereas the representation and service provided by the liability fund continues to be in the best interest of Covington County and its officials and employees, and whereas Covington County would benefit by agreeing to extend its participation in the liability fund for an additional 3-year period beginning January 1, 2021 and concluding December 31, 2023. Now therefore be it resolved by the Covington County Commission that it renews its participation in the liability fund for calendar years 2021 through 2023, and hereby directs its chair to immediately execute the 2021 to 23 ACCA Liability Self-Insurance Fund Participation Agreement. you hear that resolution for your consideration. It's, the liability fund is something Covington County has participated in for many, many years. Not all counties in the state participate, but the vast majority do. It means that, that these folks, this is a fund that we run, it's not contracted out, it's run by the Association of County Commission. And, those folks focus on county business, county liabilities, roads, jails, sheriff's departments, every day, of their life, not blended in with other activities. So it really has served our county well for many years, in my opinion. Is there a motion to, adopt this resolution?
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Motion, second. Anybody have concerns or questions, thoughts about this? If there are none, we will vote on it. All in favor of the resolution being adopted, state aye. Opposed, same sign. All right, thank you, Joe.
I want to get it in early.
Okay.
Make sure we use hers, huh?
That's all right. He said all in favor, we didn't need to wait any longer.
Vote on it, yeah, okay, yeah, that's it. All right, one item that's not on the agenda, but I think we're all prepared to act on is the, petition to close or vacate Tobacco Road, the portion that was specifically identified, not the whole currently being used Tobacco Road, but the designated portion. We've had the, public hearing, and, hearing no opposition, commissioners, I think it's a pretty straightforward, action, and I know Lynn noted it really is an administrative act, more than anything else. Anybody else have any comments or questions for Lynn on this, or the attorney, either one, before we take action? We'll have a resolution. We will,
Vote on that, and
What-
then we draft it up, and then it's filed
okay,
with probate.
we'll, so we,
Is that right, Lynn?
we'll file a resolution, of action, and we'll ask the attorney to word that and get that prepared, and it'll be filed in the probate judge's office for a permanent record. Is there a motion to approve the closure, adopting the resolution that's to be drafted?
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Motion and second. Want to make sure anybody have questions or concerns on that. If there are none, let's vote. All in favor of adopting the resolution, approving the closure, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, vote the same sign. Okay, that's accepted and approved. All right, there's no other agenda items, so we'll move to comments from staff. Anyone? Rachel, you have anything for us?
I have
Okay.
something.
Okay, Karen?
I'd like to ask y'all to consider adding a part-time, temporary employee. We have, one department that's down one half of their staff, and so they could use the help right now. And then also we'll have the census kicked off soon, and we'll need some people to help encourage, and get some of the process with the filing done.
You all have heard the importance of the census efforts this year. The state's making a huge push on that. Counties are being asked to lead that effort. Karen and her staff are, I think, willing to take that on as the point department, but you can't do it without some manpower, and so she's asking for help, whether it's a temporary hire. Is there a motion to approve her hiring temporarily the necessary help to get these jobs accomplished?
I'll make that motion because this is something we need and depend on,
Okay.
get our funding. So we got to have the best we can get out of that.
Okay.
I second.
Motion and second. Questions on it? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. All right, that's approved. What else?
That's all I have.
Anybody else from staff have anything? Eric, you good? Okay.
Greg, I was out last week, and I just want to reiterate what the sheriff said about the job that we have, and I've had a lot of great staff with me to make things go good and smooth for
Yeah.
me.
They did work in your absence. You didn't have to worry about it, did you? And that's a very good thing, and it's good to hear that from a department head or elected official, either one. So thank y'all for acknowledging that today. We do
I'll give you a few
appreciate it.
updates as well.
Okay.
Our flat bridges that we have that we've been working on here for several months. We finally got the state comments back. We're making those, to get those ready for construction. And we started our bridge on, .A Road. We've driven the first bent, this week, and I staked the second, bent out yesterday, and they'll be driving pile today on that one. Our federal aid projects based off our Rebuild Alabama Act money, we have two with our federal aid balance that we still had. We still have to go through the same process for our federal aid initiation, and we're getting all that together, and that'll be coming forward pretty soon for our transportation plan that we have at our courthouse, here in this commission building, and at our office. We're doing that as well. Our County Road 21, our HRRR project, they'll finish the widening process out on US 84 toward Durango, that little short section of roadway. They're doing that, finishing the widening today, and they actually may finish the surface today as well to help on those improvements for that curve. And our crews are down on the guardrail project on County Road 4 as well, doing those sites. We've got 2 sites completed as far as our end, and the contractor will be coming behind, installing guardrail behind us on that as well. We got a letter from our Rebuild Alabama Act through our transportation director, Mr. Cooper. Our grant application we applied for it wasn't denied, it just did not receive funding this year. It'll be put on record now. Hopefully it'll come up eventually. With league municipalities applying for these grants, and all the counties applying for these grants, over almost 500 applicants, I'm sure it was probably done, and they awarded 231 of these applications, and it totaled right at $7 million. And there's another $2.8 million that's out there that will probably get funded for this fiscal year's over for that money as well. So we still may be awarded.
So question on that, Lynn, will we need to reapply, or ours will stay active?
Unless there's a change, we can just
Unless we
stay
change
in
it,
the
it'll
pot.
stay active in
Yep.
the pipeline. Okay, good.
Yep. So we're doing that. Also, our County Road 107 project, again, last week I was out. Ron met with the University of South Alabama up there with to go over the memorandum of understanding for the second phase of this cultural resource survey that has to be done. It'll be reviewed. She's putting together the proposal. Miss Bonnie Gum with the South Alabama is putting together the proposal right now for us, and I hope to have it hopefully this week. And once we get the proposal, they work hand in hand with the Historical Commission as well. So it goes back and forth to them, and once we get approval, then we'll start the phase 2 of that project.
This study is just a natural part on a project of any
Yes.
publicly funded, certainly
Yes.
with federal funds, if there
Yes.
are federal funds, so.
Yes.
Okay.
That's where we stand on that. Our right-of-way crews are out cutting again, and just please bear with us on our condition of our roads. We're working on them, believing nobody wants them smoothed out more than I do. We get a lot of phone calls every day for this, but they're working on those, and just be mindful that, when rain comes, it makes us take a few days back. So that's what we're working on.
All right. I was thinking about, as you were listing those projects that you're progressing on, thinking that a lot of time was pulled to responding to the
Yes.
flooding and so forth. So to have those projects going forward is good, considering what we've been through in the weather. Anybody else have any concerns? Stephanie, you have anything for us at all? Okay. That's good.
The point A part, rules and regulations, I emailed to all of you. Did y'all get a chance to review? Any questions, or is that a possibility to go ahead and get that adopted?
Would y'all like to adopt?
I'm ready to go ahead.
Okay,
Yeah, I'm
why don't
ready.
we move on that then?
I make a motion that we adopt the rules.
I'll second.
All right. So just to remind all of you, the county took back over operation of Point A Park and campground, swimming area, boat launches and so forth. And this is rules primarily for the campground, maybe entirely for the campground. And, we've hit the ground running with that. Karen, again, her office is doing a great job with handling that, coordinating it, seeing that people are served, and we found out it's a handful. It's a good bit of work. And having these rules adopted certainly will make it a little bit easier for them to take care of issues that may arise. So there's a motion, second. If there's nothing else, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. All right, that's approved.
Thank you.
What else?
I'd like to echo what Lynn said about our roads. I know we're getting a lot of complaints, but we got a lot of rain in a short period of time, and it washed, and it's made a mess, and traffic, beats potholes, and our crews have worked real hard, and can't say enough for them. And, I just want us all to remember Lynn's family in prayer of what they've went through, and I know it's a hard thing, and I just appreciate him and what he does and his sacrifices and what he's had to go through here lately, and so, thank y'all.
All right. On that appropriate note, we'll declare the meeting adjourned with a motion to adjourn. Thank you, Kyle. We stand adjourned.